Now let us turn our Bibles to the book of Proverbs chapter 2, and we're going to focus on verse 5, right? We're going to look at Proverbs chapter 2, and we're going to look at verse 5 as well. Now what does the Bible say in verse 5? The Bible then says that, "Then shalt thou understand the fear of the Lord and find the knowledge of God." Now what is to understand the fear of the Lord, and as well, what is to find the knowledge of God? Does that mean that if there's the knowledge of God, there can also be knowledge that is not of God? How can I find knowledge that is of God, and as well, how can I find knowledge that is not of God? Right? And this is what we find in Proverbs chapter 2, verse 5. Now, to understand the knowledge and the fear of the Lord, you find it in the knowledge and wisdom. And where does this wisdom come from? The wisdom comes from God. Right? The wisdom comes from God. If the Bible says, and the Bible is bringing to us this point, and the Bible is saying that, "Then shalt thou understand and find the fear of the Lord, and then thou shalt understand and know the knowledge of God," right? Our question that we should ask ourselves is, since this is the knowledge of God, that simply means that this thing simply belongs to God. So therefore, if I want to know the knowledge of God, that means I have to be intact with God, because this is His thing. I can give an example to say that, let's say for example, I go to someone's house, right? And I want to understand the key to open a certain door, and they give me a bunch of keys, right? What am I going to do? Am I going to go and ask his neighbor and ask the neighbor, "You know what? I've been given this bunch of keys to open the certain doors in the house. How therefore, which key is going to lead me to a certain door?" The neighbor is not going to be aware of it. The neighbor is not even going to know which key. As a matter of fact, the neighbor is going to be as confused as you are going to be, right? But the key thing that we should do here, guys, that remember, let us go to God and ask Him, "God," the Bible says that, "Then shall we understand the fear of you. Then shall we also understand the knowledge of God." So therefore, since this is the knowledge of God and not knowledge of the world, reveal unto me your type of knowledge. Right? This is a key point that we can just learn in verse 5, that this wisdom and this knowledge that the Bible is talking about, it simply belongs to God. And if we want to know it in our lives, we simply have to ask the Creator Himself. Now let's move on to point number 2. Now if you go to verse 6, the Bible then says that, "For the Lord giveth wisdom." Guys, "For the Lord giveth wisdom, out of His mouth cometh knowledge and understanding." For the Lord giveth wisdom, right? Out of His mouth cometh knowledge and understanding. You know, the Bible also goes further to say in the book of James that if any man lacks wisdom, what shall he do? He should ask from the Father above. This is what the Bible says. It says that if any man lacks wisdom, let him ask from the Father above. If any man seeks any type of knowledge, and not knowledge of this world, the Bible does not say that knowledge of this world. The Bible says that knowledge that is not of this world, let him ask from the Father above. And this is just a key message that I want to bring to you today, that remember, guys, in everything that we do, let us just keep in mind that let us ask for this wisdom from God. For the Bible clearly puts it for us that this wisdom cometh out from the mouth of God. This knowledge that we are seeking for, right? The Bible says that it comes out from the mouth of God. So therefore, if I want to know it, who therefore is the best person to ask for this knowledge? The Bible is telling us that the best person to ask for this knowledge is God Himself. For this knowledge and this wisdom that we are seeking for simply belongs to Him, right? So this is a message that we're getting in verse 6. Now let us move on to verse 7. Verse 7 then says,